Yo, what's going on, people? King Rich is back again. I'm going to talk about something that is a little bit different from the typical topics that you'll see from this side of YouTube. A lot of people watch my videos to hear about dating and relationships and, what's going on and that. But I think that this is an aspect that is very overlooked, yeah, and very misunderstood. Are you dating a witch? Yeah. I did a reaction video to Pop the Balloon or Find Love episode, the latest episode. And there was a young woman on there and she was talking about she has divine feminine energy. And she was just saying a lot of things that led me to believe that she may be dabbling in witchcraft. Yeah. Now, I want to make this clear from the top. A lot of people that are dabbling in witchcraft who are in fact witches don't realize that they are witches. Yeah, a lot of these people think that they are just spiritual. Yeah, they're just spiritual, and that, yeah, they don't believe in God necessarily, or they may say they believe in God but they still dabble with crystals and stones and all tarot cards and all this kind of stuff. But the reality is that that's all witchcraft. Yeah, and if you're talking to spirits, the dead, or you're asking Mother Nature for direction and stuff like that, you got to understand you are talking to entities that are not of God, right? And I look at things very black and white and very plain and simple. If you're not talking to the God of the Bible, then you are talking to entities that are negative. And that's just plain and simple. You know, we live in a society that is very new age, and they try to convince the masses that you need to be down with all of this new age religion, all this Scientology, all of this kind of, dark energy, dark forces. They try to make it look cool in cartoons now. They try to make it look cool in movies. Yeah, they try to indoctrinate the children into looking at demons and witches and the devil as something that's cool and funny and it's calm, but it actually isn't. It's actually very, very dangerous, right? And a lot of you guys out there don't realize that you are putting yourselves in situations with women who potentially are witches. They potentially could be full-on devil worshippers, for all you know. People that will cast spells on you and do all kind of manner of things. And listen, they say in the Bible, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, right? Me personally, I am from Nigerian heritage, and anyone that's from Nigeria, West Africa, Africa in general, Caribbean, we know that there is a dark element out there. There's a side of the world or a dimension that you cannot see, the spiritual realm, right? And at the end of the day, like, most people are oblivious to this, they're ignorant, or they've just not ever heard this information. But I truly 1000% wholeheartedly believe this to be true. You know, if you pray to God and you have faith in God and you believe in God, then you have to believe that there is a devil out there. You have to realize that there is good and bad out there. Just as there's good people out there, there's bad, evil people out there. If you believe in God, then you have to accept that the devil is real. If you believe there's angels, you need to believe there's demons. It's as simple as that. You can't just be like, oh, I just believe in God and I don't believe in that stuff. No, you're ignorant, you're silly, and you're setting yourself up to being a victim, to be honest, in my opinion. So, yeah, are you dating a witch, bro? This is a very serious thing. You don't hear all these dating coaches and these red pill podcasts. You don't hear them talking about these things, right? Because a lot of these guys, they don't know. You know, a lot of these modern women that you see come on these podcasts and that, and they're talking all of this mess. A lot of them, they're dabbling in witchcraft in one way or another. Because they're definitely not following the way of the Bible or the Most High, because if they was, they probably wouldn't be living that kind of lifestyle. It's very, very simple. Very simple. This is why I've always said that I would never date a woman who is an atheist, or a woman who doesn't believe in God. Now, she doesn't have to be going church every Sunday and have to be, doing the most, but she has to at least have faith that there's only one true God, and that's who you're gonna pray to if you're gonna pray to anyone, bro. But all these other ones, all these kind of women who are like new age and like, they just, I don't know, they pray to crystals. Yeah, or they pray to the ancestors. They ask the ancestors for guidance. How do you know what spirit you're talking to? You don't know anything. You don't know what forces you're dealing with. And I think that we are in a time in history where a lot of the pagan traditions are really being pushed and made to be mainstream, right? You got to understand, the media is completely pagan, completely anti-God. Everything you see, music, movies, TV, even the kids' cartoons, a lot of them are completely anti-Christian, anti-God, anti-Most High, and again, as I said, they're indoctrinating the masses from youth to accept these ideas and these symbols, right? But yeah, I want to just talk about certain things that I've seen in my experience, and I'm gonna open the phone line for you lot to speak. Let me just do that now. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna let you lot speak as well. 1 second, I just need to get into this. And I'm gonna open. Alright, cool. So, cause the funny thing is, yeah, like I had a mate of mine on Instagram, and he watches my channel, and he really enjoys these kind of topics. And I don't talk about these topics that much, but this is actually very important. This might actually save your life, right? As I said, I'm from Nigerian descent. I was brought up in a Pentecostal church, a Nigerian African Pentecostal church. And if you know anything about Nigerian or West African Pentecostal churches, yeah, you will know that they frequently talk about the devil, demons, witches, and evil spirits. They talk about that prolifically. I remember as a child hearing about these things, about the spiritual realm, and being scared, because the way the pastor will talk about this is in a very, very frank way. Like, these entities mean you no good. They want to harm you. They want to destroy you. They want to take your life. Yeah, the devil wants to take your soul. All right? And he will find any way he can to weasel into your life to destroy you. Right? Now, I know a lot of you guys, you're not going to listen to this. You're not interested. You think I'm talking a lot of the crap. You're like, rah, King Riches, you're talking rubbish. I never knew you thought like this. Like, yeah, well, I do think like this. This is why I think I've managed to escape a lot of problems in life. Because I had this mind. I have this knowledge. Do you get what I'm saying? Big up to Daniel for the super chat. He says, if she ain't talking about God, I don't want her. I hear you, bro. So yeah, I've pinned the link to the StreamYard in the chat. So yeah, I'm a spam it in the chat right now. Because this is the thing. A lot of these guys, man, a lot of these people that talk stuff online, they don't really know, because they haven't really been taught these things. And I don't know everything myself. Don't get it twisted. I don't think I know everything. But I've seen and learned and been taught a lot of things when it comes to this kind of like the evil side of the spiritual realm. But anyway, so okay, boom. A lot of guys, they find themselves in trouble where you are just choosing women based on how attractive they are, if they get your willy hard, basically, right? And what you don't understand is that Satan will use whatever you seek after against you. So if you're a guy, you're just, oh, looks. I just want a sexy woman. I just want a really sexy woman with a big back and a cute face and blah, 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 blah. Then, sometimes that particular aesthetic, that particular individual will be sent to you, yeah, to ruin your life. We've seen it many, many times to guys that are high value men, yeah, and they get married with this woman. The woman's attractive. The woman does whatever to hook him in, and then boom, the next thing, she ruins his life, bro. It's happened to many men. I mean, they say it all the time. Many great men have been brought down by a woman, and that's real. It's real talk. But sometimes there are clear indicators and signs that you are dealing with a woman who has been sent to destroy you, or a woman who is basically dabbling in evil, like, whether it be witchcraft, etc., etc. Right? So I want to talk about some of the things I've noticed, and obviously I'm going to look at the chat and see what you lot are saying as well. But please, when you're saying stuff in the chat, don't be just saying silly things, yeah? Because I will block you. If you're saying things that are just silly, trying to be funny in the chat, I will block you 100%. Don't be saying out of line things, like, don't be an idiot, all right? All right, cool. So one of the first things I noticed, yeah, out in the world, from my own experience, women that have very strange tattoos, bro. Very strange. Now, we know that in our current time that women having tattoos is prolific. It's actually very difficult to find a woman who has no tattoos. It's very difficult. Like, most women are getting tattoos from a young age, and they're just adding more and more on top. And you got to look at it like this, yeah. Everything has a meaning. Everything means something, right? People don't do things for no reason. And if they do, then they're very, very silly, yeah? But, like, for instance, I always advise you guys, yeah, never to get close to a woman who has tattoos of dangerous animals. I've said this many times, right? If she's got a tattoo of a snake, or she's got a tattoo of a scorpion, or she's got a tattoo of a black widow spider, like, what does that tell you? What is the message she's trying to give off? She's trying to show you that she's dangerous and she could ruin your life or take your life. That's what it is. I messed around with a girl that had a big tat of a scorpion on her body, and she nearly ruined my life, bro. This is real talk. This is not a joke. Yeah, I ain't even gonna go into it like that, but this girl completely did a U-turn on man and tried to ruin my life, bro. Like, and what you find is with these kind of people, they're not gonna even look at it as a big deal. They're not even gonna look at it as they done something major. They don't even care. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the evil in them, that they could try and ruin your life, knowing you haven't done nothing bad to them, but they could try and ruin your life just because they feel like it. That's a very demonic kind of person. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, bro, but at the end of the day, a lot of times you will find that a lot of these girls, they will have like very strange tattoos. So maybe it's not a dangerous animal, which is obvious. Maybe it's just strange symbols. Strange symbols. One of the most obvious ones is when you see they just got one eye. They have one eye symbol. Yeah? That is not anything positive, anything remotely positive at all. Do you get what I'm saying? If you see, and I've come across that as well. I've come across a girl, they have a tattoo of one eye on their finger, or they got a tattoo of the eye of Horus on their body, or they have that one eye symbolism in their house. Like they'll just have an eye, a mirror eye. Like, why have you got that? What is that? It doesn't even look nice. It looks weird. Some cyclops. What is that? That represents something, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And it doesn't represent something from the Bible or God. So that's a clear indicator, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, or if they, especially if they got an eye and it's in a triangle, you know, 100% that's not anything godly. That's the other side of the spectrum. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and I really really advise you guys to really go and do your own research into symbology. Yeah, symbols. What do these symbols mean? You see a lot of people, they have tattoos of Ankh, the Ankh on them. Now, that has nothing to do with God. Nothing. Yeah? A lot of these people, they're claiming that they're into like Egypt and stuff like that. People that have no connection to Egypt, but nah, everything's about Egyptology and stuff like that. Bro, they're all pagans, bro, in my opinion. Like, but yeah, so one eye symbolism, eye in a triangle, inverted pentagram. That's direct. That's a straight up indicator. If you ever come across someone and they've got a tattoo, whether it's a man or a woman, they got a tattoo of an inverted pentagram, bro. Like you know 100% what side they're on. They're definitely not of God's children. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a real thing. What other indicators? Okay, so the tattoos is obvious. A lot of times you see a lot of these girls that are into the dark arts of witchcraft, they'll have like all the tattoos all over their hands. That's what I noticed. They'll have weird symbols on their hands. Bro, like once you start to notice the patterns, you'll be like, oh, it's that again. Because it'll be strange. It'll be random and strange, but it's not random to them. They know exactly why they have those tattoos, because they know what entities they're trying to channel, bro. Simple as that. All right. Another thing, clear indicator, right? If the girl says she's spiritual, but she doesn't believe in God, she's not a Christian, but she's spiritual. She'll say something. A lot of times they'll say stuff like they believe in God, or they believe in God, but they're not Christian. Blah blah blah. They're spiritual. Blah blah blah. Talking about Mother Nature and all of this kind of stuff and energies. Yeah, the energies and chakra and all of this kind of stuff, bro. It's all witchcraft, bro. It's all witchcraft. Because you gotta understand, yeah. Some people, they may say they believe in God, but it's not the God of the Bible, bruv. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not the God of the Bible they're talking about. They're talking about Baphomet. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these people, yeah, they worship Baphomet. They don't worship the God of the Bible, bro. Like, so you need to really have a discerning spirit and understand and start to decipher who's who. And you lot need to get the likes up on the video for real. Like, you lot are really doing me a injustice, because there's a lot of you here and not enough likes, and I don't understand why you lot always seem to do this to my videos. I don't really understand why, because you lot support a lot of pricks, to be honest. I'll just be honest with you. You lot support all the pricks, all the lames, all the pricks, all the people that just got popular on YouTube, but they weren't doing nothing in their life before that, and they weren't nobody before that. But it's all good. Just like the video, all right? But yeah, so if they just like, oh, I'm spiritual, yeah, nah, bruv. Nah. She's probably invested in spell books, casting spells. Yeah. doing kind of some kind of witchcraft in one way or another, bro. You know, and let me get it straight. It's not just one color. Like, you know, when I'm talking, obviously I'm as a black guy. You know, a lot of people gonna assume I'm just talking about people from my community. No, no, this witchcraft thing goes across the board. Bro, a witch can be anyone. Yeah, white woman, black woman, Asian woman, Indian woman. It could be any, young, old, bro. So keep your eyes open and don't assume nothing, bro. Like, just always look for the signs. All right. Another thing that I realized that if you're dealing with a woman, yeah, you're talking to a woman and she does any kind of tarot cards, you know, she's into palm reading or tarot cards or any of that kind of stuff, that's all witchcraft, bro. That's all witchcraft, bro. What I noticed is that I can think of two or three occasions, yeah, where I've gone to a girl's house, yeah, and she, okay, one in particular, she had a poster of all the tarot cards on this poster, right? And that always used to make me feel a little bit uneasy. Like, I always used to think, why have you got that? Like, what are you into, that kind of tarot card reading, horoscopes and all of this kind of stuff? Like, bro, it's all witchcraft, bro. I'm sorry, it is. Like, nah, there's gonna be women that watch this that, you know, they're gonna disagree, they're not gonna like what I'm saying, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to date me, so it doesn't matter. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of ignorant men out there that are gonna date you, and yeah, you can ruin their lives all you want. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's it. And the funny thing about it, as I said at the beginning, there's people out there that are witches and they don't realize they're doing witchcraft. Like, they think I don't know, they're just casting spells, and, you know, they're trying to do good. They're actually convinced that they're doing something good out there, helping people and stuff like that. No, it's not. All right, it's not. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, like this tarot cards thing, it's demonic, bro. How you mean? So if it's not God giving you the direction, and tarot cards has nothing to do with God, it's all divination. That's actually divination, right? It's in the Bible, right? Who is directing you with these tarot cards? Who is giving you these messages in these tarot cards? It's not God, is it? It's demons. It's evil spirits, like. And these entities do not mean you anything positive. They mean you harm. They mean you harm, bro. Like, and that's what it is. Right? So, as I said, any of that kind of tarot cards, reading palms, you know, clairvoyant, oh, they talk to the dead. I was talking to my ancestors and meditating, and I was talking to, bruh, like, yeah, avoid all of that, fam. Avoid all of that. All these people that do this, I was meditating, and all of this. Bro, no, fam. No, I don't trust that. Big up to Thelonious for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says supporting. Appreciate you, fam. Yeah, man. Like, all of that is all witchcraft. I'm telling you, bro. Horoscopes as well. You know, you got these girls that, oh, what's your star sign? What's your sign? What's your sign? Oh, if you're this, then that means this, and we're compatible, or we're not compatible, and I don't get along with this star sign, and blah 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 blah, bro. That's all, bruv. No, fam. All right. That's why when I used to do a podcast and I used to have these women that come on there and talk about that, I always used to make fun of them, because I know that this is not right. This is not right. Who's giving you this direction? This is the thing you always got to ask. Who is giving them all of this direction and all of these messages? Where are these messages coming from? If it's not from God, then where is it coming from, bro? Yeah? Like, it's real. It's real. So yeah, so we got the horoscopes, you know, the what's it? Palm reading, that's an obvious one. Tarot cards, Trying to think, what's the other ones? Yeah, and like, okay, for instance, I'll go back to an experience I had, and big up to Daniel for another super chat. He says, "You missed my super chat from earlier." Did I? I'm sure I didn't. No, I didn't. I said if she ain't talking about God, I don't want her. Yeah, no, I remember, man. I saw your super chat, bro. But yeah, like I remember one time I went to go and visit some chick. Yeah, met her. You know, I thought she was normal. Blah blah blah. And went to her house for regular. Just go and meet her. Hopefully get lucky, etc. etc. And bro, she had this massive like cotton poster like at the top of her bed, yeah, at the back of her bed, like just along the wall, and it was big. It was a big picture, yeah, and it was black and white, and it was like this woman, and she like the only thing I can just describe the woman looking is like a vampire, bro, like, and it said the temptress. And then it was like she's just standing there drinking a cup, but she looks like a vampire. I think she had fangs, and then she's standing on skulls, and I was just like, "Wow, that is so demonic, bro! Like, what the hell is that? Like, do you get what I'm saying?" And I was just like, "Yo, like, nah, she's into witchcraft, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times you just gotta take it for what it is. Don't try and rationalize it and oh nah, it's not that deep. It's that's nothing. That's just art. That's not. What kind of art is that? Why would you put that big image at the top of your bed? Why would you put that there? You gotta think. You gotta think about it. Why would you put that there? And this, but I don't want to forget this point. This is a point I want to make here. Um, Sometimes in life, when you go out, you're trying to approach women, and you're trying to talk to women, and it doesn't work out. The woman leaves or ghosts you or walks away from you, and there's not no real clear reason why, or a woman rejects you, and there's no clear reason why. They're just not giving you a chance or whatever. Sometimes that's God protecting you. I started to realize that sometimes it's God protecting you from someone who potentially could be a witch. Real talk. Like, so you need, bro, sometimes when you get rejected, don't get upset, bro, because you don't know, that person could potentially be anything. That person could potentially ruin your life, make you lose your life, all kinds of things, man. So like, don't take those things too deep. Oh, big up Omar for the super chat. Appreciate you, fam. Big up Omar for the super chat. But yeah, like, now let's talk about how people dress. Because I see in the chat a lot of you like writing different things, or if they're wearing this, if they're wearing that. Now you need to be careful with that, because you can't really judge, not 100%, because somebody's wearing, I don't know, black nail varnish, or they got black lipstick, so that means they're a witch. That's ridiculous. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But like, a lot of times with those goth looking people, a lot of times bro, they don't go to church. They don't believe in God. The kind of music, many of them, not all, but many of them be listening to, a lot of times it'll be satanic and stuff like that. Like, bro, it is what it is, fam. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But if you see someone and they're wearing a lot of skulls, and they're wearing stuff that basically has like demons on it, or witches, or anything that kind of promotes that kind of ideology, Yeah, wearing inverted pentagrams and all of this kind of stuff. Like they wearing any kind of weird jewelry that has any like weird symbols. And this is what I'm saying, that it's very important that anyone that's interested in this, go and do your research about symbols and what they mean, because a lot of symbols you will see are very typical, very common, and they you know, you'll see them again and again and again. You know what I mean? And then you start to realize, oh, okay, so that's what that represents. So if that person is down with that, that's who they are. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's just that's just the way it is, bro. Um, but yeah, a lot of people are doing witchcraft, bro, and at the end of the day, you don't have to believe, but they believe and they do it, right? Um, and let me ask you lot this, yeah. Let me ask you guys this: have you ever been in a situation where you dated a girl and you noticed that your life started to go downhill? Like things are starting to just go bad. You're getting bad luck, misfortune. Things are just going wrong. Yeah, since you started dating this person, everything's just starting to go wrong, fam. Yeah, bro. That person you're dating could be the cause of that. The person you're sleeping with could be the cause of your misfortune. Yeah. Now, your relationship with that person will be fine. You know, you'll be sleeping with them. You're having a good time, laughing, joking, ha ha ha. But everything else in your life is spiraling out of control. Yeah, because they are probably the cause of it, fam. They might be the cause of it. All right. You have to really just be straightforward in life and stop trying to think of everything as a joke and a game and trying to make excuses for everything. And no, sometimes the signs are there. The signs are there, fam, and like you're not reading it. Like God is showing you, like, blood, you need to get away from this person ASAP, today, now. But you're just hanging on because you like bussing. They're helping you bus, so you're staying there. You're a fool. You're a fool. And I've done it myself. There's a few girls I can think of in my past that, yeah, they had the signs. They had the weird things in their house. They believed in horoscopes and believed in all these things, and they had the weird tattoos and that. And I was still stuck around, hung around them, kept sleeping with them, and then things was going all the way around zigzags. Yeah, and now, obviously, in the stage I'm at now, I can see that clear. Do you get what I'm saying? It's real like that. Or let me give you another example, yeah? Maybe you were seeing somebody and that person wanted to hold on to you, but you wanted to leave. And let's say you left that person, right? And then you notice things start going wrong for you. Like as soon as you leave them, things start going wrong. Or let's say this, you try to talk to other people, it just keeps going wrong. Or like, or another one is you try to leave somebody, but for some funny reason, you keep going back. You keep going back. You keep going back. You have this invisible bond with that person, even though they're bad for you. Even though you know they're bad for you, they're not the person you're meant to be with, but for some reason you always keep going back to sleep with them. Yeah, you always keep finding yourself in their bed, bro. They probably done some kind of casted some kind of spell, done some kind of ritual to keep you there. Like it's a real thing. I don't think, boy, a lot of you guys don't really understand these things. And I'm trying to just like let you in a little bit. Like again, I don't know everything. I really don't know everything. But there's certain things that I find to be very, very obvious. Right? Very, very obvious things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you've had any of those experiences, you've probably been dealing with someone that might be a witch. It's simple. Like, I'm sure that I've probably dealt with a girl or one or two girls that were witches, or they were dabbling in it in one way or another. Like, what, either they were conscious of it or unconscious of it. But I'm sure of it, bro. Because when I look back at my history dealing with all different types of women, bro, fam, especially that the one that I just told you, she had the big picture of some like vampire woman temptress on the wall. Like, what the hell was that? That was scary, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that literally was a scary picture, bro. Like, and I'm just like, why have you got that, bro? And I remember I questioned her a little bit. I was just like, what is that? Why have you got that? She, oh yeah, it's just a picture. I just like it. Like, interesting. And when I say this picture was big, it was a big picture, bro. It wasn't no small picture. It's like, you worship that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, crazy, bro. You gotta understand that a lot of a lot of things these days, they're not gonna wanna follow the doctrine of the Bible. Like, they're gonna prefer to look for other spiritual avenues. Yeah. And the reason why a lot of things are gonna want to do that, a lot of chicks are gonna want to do that, is because the Bible and the doctrine of the Bible is very strict. It's very rigid. It's very straightforward. It's very black and white. This is right. This is wrong. And I think that a lot of these modern women, they want to look for an ambiguous area, a gray area where they can get away with doing whatever they want and not feel any judgment. So that's why a lot of them will turn to these alternative religions or practices instead of following the commandments of the Bible, or of God, because again, God is very straightforward. Like, God's law in the Bible is very straightforward, and it's very simple and straightforward. But you got to understand, a lot of these modern things, they wanna live their movie. It's funny how you hear a lot of these modern women, they will quote from the Bible when it suits them. They will I always find it hilarious. They will quote from the Bible whenever it benefits them, or is convenient. But when it's like time for them to be traditional and live a certain type of lifestyle, especially with their man, that has all been forgotten. That's old fashioned. They conveniently didn't see those passages and those scriptures. They conveniently didn't see that stuff. And to me, it just shows that this is somebody that is probably not wifey material, in my opinion. Not for someone like me, anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not even a strict guy. I'm not even like a really stiff guy like that. I'm very easy going. But there's certain things, certain principles I'm not gonna bend on. And me being with someone that's an atheist, or someone that's into tarot cards and crystals and seances and Ouija boards and all of this kind of thing. No, bruv. No, 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 no. No. This is real talk, bro. Like, big up my boy Global CZ in the chat, man. Big up Global CZ, man. Make sure you go check out his YouTube channel. My guy is traveling the world, showing you lot real stuff. Like, most of you guys watching, you haven't never left your country, bro. You get me? And I respect Global CZ. He's been out there. He's living it. Yeah, big up to him. But yeah, like, this is the real talk, fam. Sometimes you can even just get energy from someone that they're moving with some dark forces, bro. Sometimes you can feel it. They're moving with dark energy. You know what I mean? Another clear indicator you might be dealing with someone who is into witchcraft and stuff like that. They have some weird ornaments. They have weird objects, weird items in their house. Yeah. Weird items in their house, fam. Yeah. You have to be really, really attentive. Sometimes you don't even need to look that far. Sometimes it's in your face. You go into a woman's house, you got a crystal ball in the middle of the room, bro. Like, what do you think that's for? You know what I mean? Like, fam, like, guys, like, stop just being so focused on the woman's, oh, she's got a big back, or she's got a big chest, she's got a cute face. Bro, there's more to it than that. More to it than that. And as I'm getting older, I'm really like more focused on the content of the girl's character. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be with no duck. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with no woman that I personally find unattractive, but bro, like, that's not the be all end all, bro, because the funny thing is a lot of very attractive women these days are into witchcraft. Yes, bro. Yes. Let me say this again. Let me say this again for anyone that didn't hear this, yeah? A lot of very attractive women these days are into witchcraft in one way or another, whether they're conscious of it or unconscious of it. A lot of these things, they worship themselves. Yes. Yes. This is another key factor, bro. Yeah. A lot of them worship themselves. They are so absorbed by themselves. Like, they look at themselves as goddesses. That's why a lot of them, they call themselves, oh, I'm a goddess. I'm a goddess. You're not a goddess. You're a human being. You're not a goddess. You are not a goddess at all. All right? You're a human being. So again, just like that woman that I did the reaction video from Pop the Balloon, she was saying she's got divine goddess energy. Bro, no, that's a negative entity. That's a demonic entity, fam. Simple. And you're worshipping that, and you're worshipping that entity within yourself. You see, I did a little research on like the people that worship Satanists, and a lot of times they talk about how they believe they're not, well, a lot of them think they're not evil people, or they don't believe what they're doing is evil. They think that it's not about worshiping God, it's about basically self-worship, that everybody's a god in their own right. Everybody's got God within them, so you should worship yourself, and anything that you want to do and anything you feel is right, you should be able to do it, and no one should tell you nothing. But that is not right, because if everybody thinks they're God and everybody should just do whatever they like, then that's just chaos. There's no order. And this is what you notice with a lot of these things that you're trying to date. They don't want order. They want chaos, bro. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do, and you can't say nothing. And if you do have a problem with what they're doing, or you do have some kind of standards that you set for someone you're gonna date, then they'll call you a misogynist. This is what it is, bro. This is what it is. Worshipping yourself. Worshipping yourself every minute. You have to look in the mirror every minute. Oh, your beauty. Bro, this is what I'm saying, fam. Like in an ideal world, which I know is very, very unlikely, but to try and find an attractive woman who is not obsessed by her own looks, that is very hard. Extremely difficult, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, think about this. Like, most modern women walking around, they're attracted to evil guys. Am I the only one that's noticed this? That a lot, I will never say all, it's never all women, yeah? Because that's a ridiculous thing to say, but an alarming percentage of women are attracted to evil men, fam. There's a lot of women out there that they want a rich man, but they don't care how he gets his money as long as he's rich. He could be doing the most evil things out there, but as long as he's making money and he's rich, they don't care. That's not somebody with a good character, in my opinion. Big up Daniel for the super chat. He says facts and chaos is linked to rebellious behavior. Yep. And what do you find with a lot of things you're trying to date these days? They're full of rebellion, bruv. Full of rebellion. And think about it. Why did Satan get cast out of heaven? Because of rebellion. Like, how do people not understand this? Press 1 in the chat if you just caught on. Fam, you can't wifey somebody who is rebellious, because that is only going to be linked to chaos and inevitably linked to evil deeds. Satan and his angels got cast out of heaven because they were rebellious. Bruh. This is why I say, like, oh, you get it with these women all full of tattoos and weird piercings, and they're into all of this weird stuff. They don't believe in God, they're atheists and all of this. Like, oh, bruv. Good luck, bro. You're gonna need good luck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you got there's some things out there that they're full on witches, and they know they're witches, bro. They're self-proclaimed. They own it. Yeah? And they're walking around, just you walking past them every day. You don't even know. In their house, they have a whole altar. They have an altar built in their house, worshipping whatever entity that they worship, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I believe that a lot of these women that you see in the media that are like superstars and mega stars in the media, etc., etc., they're witches as well. I've done videos about some of them, bro. I've done videos about some of them. So a lot of them are witches. They worship Baphomet, bro. Like, this is real stuff. Like, you don't have to believe it, but they are out there 100%. And a lot of times they're getting exposed, and a lot of times they even tell you. They're not even hiding. A lot of times they'll tell you what they're doing. Doing rituals and all of this kind of stuff. Fam, this is what it is, fam. This is what it is. So, yeah, I just wanted you lot to really get a grasp of what's going on. Yeah, it's not about everything that you can see. There's another realm that you can't see, fam. Yeah. And so I want to just list off some of the things that we've talked about in this video. Yeah. So first indicator that you may be dating a witch. Yeah. The kind of tattoos that she has. Yeah, I think that would be one of the first indicators. Like, if they got any kind of pagan imagery tattooed on their body, like weird symbols that are, you know, obviously have some kind of occult meaning to them, blah blah blah, bro. Like, she's obviously working on the dark side of things. Simples. Yeah. If she doesn't believe in God, or she does claim to believe in God, but she's into spiritualism and blah blah blah, she says she's spiritual, and crystals, stones, and burning sage and all of this kind of stuff, bro. Like, nah man. If they're into like all this like one eye symbolism and all of this, the one eye pyramids and all of that, bro, no, it's not from God of the Bible. It's not, fam. All right, it's not. If they're into tarot cards, palm reading, seances, you know, all of this kind of stuff, like, no, Ouija board and talking to spirits and talking to the dead and my ancestors, and no, bro. Yeah, any of that kind of judge voodoo, any kind, like, bro, it's all evil, bro. Like, in my opinion, you know. Yeah, they have any strange objects in their house, on their person, any weird jewelry as well, any kind of weird chain, pendant, you know. Right, always ask questions. Just, all I'll say to you guys is always ask questions. Like, don't just like see something and ignore it. Always ask questions. What does that mean? What does that represent? Because everything has a meaning behind it. All right, simple as that. Everything's got a meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? What else, man? And I'll just say, be careful who you sleep with, man. Be careful who you eat food from. Ooh, a lot of you guys, you're hungry bellies, man. You always want to eat. You always want to eat from people. Me personally, I never take food from people. Never. I don't trust people like that. Yeah? Like, be careful. People always trying to pressure you to eat food from them and stuff and drink drinks from them and stuff like that. Fam, be careful, fam. Careful. Be careful, fam. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, read the signs. All right. If you notice now you start dealing with something and now your life starts to go in a wrong direction, things start going left and going wrong, and you know you might need to get away from them. Simple as that. There's more things, but like right now, I just want to, go off the top of my head and share the thoughts that I have right now. If you lot got any other extra bits that you want to add, write it down in the comment section below. Let me know what you lot think. Yeah, man. Like, it's real. But anyway, man, I've enjoyed talking to you lot. Hope you lot gain something from this. I'll be back again tomorrow with more videos, etc. Just look after yourselves, man, and there's only one true God. Like, every other God is just fake, bro. There's no other true God. There's only counterfeits. Do you get what I'm saying? Real talk. Like, there's only one true God. All right, and the Messiah died for our sins, bro, and that's it. Like, I don't believe in anything else. I don't believe in no star signs. I don't believe in no crystals. I don't believe in, got to talk to my ancestors. Like, I don't believe in talking to the dead or any of that kind of stuff. That's all a lie, fam. Yeah, big up to Ritocious. I can't say your name properly, bro, but some God-fearing women are hidden witches as well. Ooh, that's a crazy point you just made as well. There's witches in the church as well, fam. Yeah, that's a great point. Sorry I said your name all crazy and that, but yeah, there's witches that are in the church, so don't think, oh yeah, all the women in the church are all good. That's not necessarily true. Do you get what I'm saying? That's not necessarily true. It's just the same way. Not every woman who's an atheist is bad. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's just some people are atheists and they just don't believe in nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is there's some people that they actively worship other entities, like other than God, and if they do, then boy, it's not good. It's not a good look. It's not good for your life, man. And that's it. But anyway, with that being said, you lot, it's been a pleasure. I'll be back again with more videos. Look, nobody else ain't really talking about these kind of things, bro. Yeah, none of these other big channel guys, they don't talk about this because they don't know nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why their lives get thrown in a blender as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Real talk. But anyway, man, it's King Riches, man, the one and only. You know what it is, man. You lot take care of yourselves. I'll be back again. Make sure you like this video. Hold on, let me check how many likes are on this video before I make a move, bro. Before I make a move, let me see how many likes on this video, man. Don't be messing around with me, man. Okay, fair enough. You lot have got the likes up. But hey, all of you watching, make sure you keep pressing the like button. Yeah, all that good stuff. Tell a friend about the channel and that. And big up to all my people in it, and praise the Most High as always. Anyway, with that being said, I'm out of here. You lot take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace.